Hi. Okay, the mic is on, I think. Hello,
Okay,
everybody.
and
Good
that
morning.
Hello, good
Hello.
morning.
Hello.
Ohayou gozaimasu.
Ohayou gozaimasu, or konbanwa, depending on where you live. But thank you so much for joining.
Oh,
Yay. This is Meme-san's stream.
yeah.
But yeah, I'll just go ahead and introduce the cute frog next to me. This is Meme-san today.
Hello, welcome. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too. Okay, so we'll start off with introducing ourselves. Meme-san, would you mind introducing yourself?
Let me just make sure. I see a few people jumping in. Let me know if you guys can hear us. Oh, good. Oh, I just realized I need to update my stream information. Okay. Okay, hopefully that's better. Okay. Yeah, hopefully you guys can hear and see us okay. Hello, I'm Mim. Nice to meet you. I am a wholesome kitsune VTuber. I'm a variety streamer, and I like to transform to different forms depending on what games or events that I'm doing. And this weekend, I'm doing a special Save the Frogs charity stream. So this is part of a 2-day-long event that I'm hosting, and so I'm in frog form today, but I still maintained my kitsune tail. My cat Angel is normally on my head, but I had to transform her into a tadpole, so she's in her safety water bubble. And I'll post the link to my Save the Frogs website that has all the information about today's events. We're doing donations, so if you want to donate to the charity, there's a link on that page, or you can super chat on my side. And there's an art raffle if you donate $25 or increments of $25 to some really amazing artists that you can commission. And there's also special merch only for this event only, so get it while it lasts. So there's special Mizuki frog merch. Yeah, I transformed Mizuki into an adorable little frog. So you gotta check it out. It's on the webpage. I just put the link in my chat and I'll pin it. Yeah, and it's super cute. And then it's just so fun. So anyway, so if you want any of that, all the proceeds, all the profits will go towards the charity. And I do want to say, so my goal right now is at $2,000, and my first goal from yesterday was 1,000. We already flew through that, and we're already more than halfway to 2,000. So we're at 1,255 so far for donations. So let's reach 2,000 today. I'm hoping.
Yes.
And let's save some frogs. So yeah, thank you. And then Mizuki, sorry that was a long introduction, but please introduce yourself as well to anybody on my side that doesn't know you.
Well, hi. Thank you so much for having me, and sorry for the delay. It is kind of my fault. I'm really bad at technology. My name is Mizuki. I am a Japanese teacher VTuber. I'm a dog, not a frog, or a kitsune, but close enough,
Yeah.
I hope. But I am here today to teach you teach you words and a little bit about the culture surrounding frogs in Japanese. Not in Japanese. Well, in Japanese. So yes. And donate, everybody. For those of you who are on my stream, you'll be able to see the link to Mim-san's official charity stream website. And it's pinned at the top, so you can go there and you'll be able to see a lot of different things, including merch, important merch and donations and everything. So again, thank you so much for having me.
Yay. Yeah, I just want to say 27 saying he's waiting patiently for his Mizuki Sensei shirt. So he's gonna have a Mizuki frog shirt. Yeah.
Oh, is it okay if I explain that in Japanese really quick? Because I think I have a few Japanese
Of course.
students here. はい、皆様ごきげんよう。ちょっと日本語で説明させてください。こちら、コラボ配信、ミムさんのコラボ配信でして、カエルを、絶滅危惧種のカエルたちを救済するためのプロジェクトの一環でございます。先ほど私の、配信の方でね、チャット欄に投稿させていただいたんですけれども、そちらミムさんの方のチャンネルで行われているこちらの配信のミラー配信でございます。あとチャットの固定にさせていただいているのが、なんとこちらのチャリティー専用のウェブサイトでして、こちらの方から募金したり、なんとこの日のためにミムさんね、わざわざグッズを用意してくださっておりまして、なんと私のグッズもございますなのでこちらの方から購入していただいてたり、募金していただいたりしたら、チャリティーの方にね、募金が行くようになっておりますので、よろしければぜひ見ていってください。私のなんと初グッズみたいな感じ、カエル水木グッズでございます。ぜひ見ていってください。はい。So, sorry. Thank you so much for the wait. Needed to explain that because it's very important.
No, that's great. Thank you so much. Yeah, that's great. Do you want to, I don't know if you're planning to, but did you want to talk at all now or at the end about, your, like, challenges that you're doing and, like, your lessons that you're doing on your side?
Oh, that's so nice of you. I guess, if you wouldn't mind, I guess I'll explain it really quick right away.
Yeah.
Okay, for those of you who are interested in learning Japanese, I am a native Japanese speaker who learned English on my own because I was obsessed with something that had to do with the English language. And every year I do a challenge where I challenge you to learn the Japanese language, basically Japanese vocab. This year, I have this challenge going on called Study with Mizuki 2024, where I'm challenging everybody to learn 1,000 Japanese words in the course of 8 months. I upload YouTube shorts every day that consists of 4 new Japanese words and an example sentence so that you can learn 4 new words every day alongside with an example sentence. And I do follow-up streams every 2 weeks, answering your questions, reviewing your sentences, and not just that, I also make sure and try. Well, I also this year came up with some prizes at the end for those who has completed the challenge. We are 1 month into the challenge, and so you still have 7 months more to go. So if you would like, you'll be able to hop onto the challenge right now and finish strong in December. So if you'd like, feel free, and please feel free to join.
Yeah, it's really cool. I have not been able to jump on every day, especially this week because it's been very busy, but I did I will say they're very good lessons. I really like them, and I did your like the first one or the first 2 that we were doing, or maybe it was the first one where we did the hiragana.
Oh, thank you.
And I wrote down all my so she has these like little worksheets. I already copied down 48 words just from those like lessons alone, so you can catch up.
I'm so
I know
happy.
it was a lot. So yeah,
awesome.
so I still need to catch up and do more, but yeah, you can, even if you missed the first month, you can catch up and continue on with me. So yeah,
yes, we'll all catch up together.
I recommend
I'm
it.
also behind on some videos.
Yeah,
so we'll all catch up together.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow, awesome. So today we're gonna learn about frogs, though. So that's exciting.
Yes. Okay, let me see. Hopefully this works. Yeah, so today I have prepared a little lesson for us all about frogs. Okay, I'm hoping that this is working. Okay, so
yeah, I see it.
I didn't realize how big of a screen I had. It might look a bit wonky, but let me make it smaller. Sorry for the wonky stream.
No, it's okay.
Okay,
It's good.
Okay, well, a bit wonky, but it still works. So today, again, we're going to be learning about some words surrounding frogs in Japanese. And also, after learning those words, we're going to have this part where we make some sentences. That's kind of like my thing. I make people make sentences because I believe that is one of the best ways to practice a language, is to make and practice saying some certain sentences. And so, yeah, if you would like, I would love for you to keep some notes. And don't worry, I'm following both chats on my stream and on Mimsam's stream. And so you can comment in either one, and I'll be watching you, basically. So today, this is the two parts that we'll be going through. The first part, we'll be learning some words surrounding frogs. And then the second part, we'll be having a little haiku lesson. By the way, Mim-san, do you know what haiku is?
I mean, it's like a poem.
It is,
right?
Yes. So it is like a poem. And so we'll be learning a really famous Japanese haiku, or a poem, at the very end as well. So I hope you are excited. And well, at least I am. So we'll start from the very first part. I will be teaching you 12, I think. Yes, 12 new Japanese words. So for those of you who want to, I would love for you to take notes and learn and memorize these. Okay. So,
yay!
From the start, Mim-san, do you know how to say frog in Japanese?
Kaeru.
Kaeru, so desu. So the first word of today is frog, which is kaeru. Everybody repeat after me. Kaeru.
Kaeru.
Yes, sorry, I don't have Romaji ready. My bad. Should have thought a bit more about that part, but yes, kaeru. If any of you are interested in kanji, this might come off really interesting to you, but the kanji for frog has a radical for bugs in it. Maybe old Japanese people or Chinese people decided to think that they looked like bugs. I don't know.
Well, they eat bugs, so that makes sense.
Yeah, they do eat bugs. That's the only reason why I like them. Not the only reason why, but like to me, any creatures that can get rid of bugs are like my friends. I'm like, thank you. Yeah,
it's very helpful. They are. It's all part of the ecosystem.
Yes, exactly. Especially since the mosquito season's coming up. You know? Yeah. I need all the frogs around this area to get really fat. Because that means that they're doing their job. Yes. So, okay. Frog, kaeru. Next. Okay, so did you know that there's a different word for toads in Japanese? It is. It's a bit
but
longer.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
This word...
Well, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Okay, so you said that there was a radical in the kanji for kaeru for bugs, which is moshi, right? Moshi.
Mushi.
Which one is the radical? Which one is the one for the bug?
Oh,
it's
the one on the left
right
side of this kanji.
Oh, the left side.
Yep. I don't know if you can see my cursor. But it's this.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the mushi kanji. Well, a little bit squished because I have to fit in this really tiny left side, but this is mushi.
Yeah.
Yeah, good question. I like that question. Yep. And
yeah, I'm fascinated by kanji.
yeah, kanji is interesting
and its meaning
into it. Yeah. So the next word is for toad. It is hikigaeru. Yeah, it's a bit long. So repeat after me. Hikigaeru.
カエル
Yes. So, we just learned that frogs are kaeru, but some words in Japanese, when it's combined with other words, the pronunciation changes a little bit. And so for this one, instead of saying kaeru, we have to say g, the G sound. Gaeru, hikigaeru.
ガエル生き返る
Yes. Hikigaeru. Hikigaeru. Apparently, there is a species called Nihon hikigaeru, which is the type of toads that exists in Japan. Nihon, Japan, hikigaeru toads. I'm not gonna lie, not the biggest fan of them because they scare me. But they also do eat bugs, so I still consider them friends. Yes.
Yeah, they're important.
Yeah, they're important, very important. But yes, toads, hikigaeru. And then another very long word. This is a word for tadpoles. It is called tadpoles in Japanese are called otamajakushi. It's a long one. So we're gonna divide this word into two parts, and I'm gonna do a repeat after me. Repeat after me. Otama.
Otama.
And then jakushi.
Jakushi.
That was awesome. So we're gonna say it one more time. The first part. Otama.
Otama.
And then jakushi.
Jakushi.
Combining the two, it becomes otamajakushi.
Otamajakushi.
That was awesome. Mim-san has an otamajakushi on her head. Mim-san no atama no ue ni wa otamajakushi ga imasu. So cute.
Yeah.
So yeah, otamajakushi. Otamajakushi does have a kanji for it, but I don't know why. We usually just write them in katakana for some reason. A lot easier that way, I guess, sometimes for us. Hi. Tadpole otamajakushi desu. Okay, now we're gonna learn a little bit more practical words too. That doesn't necessarily have to do with frogs, but this is to live. This is a verb that means to live. It is sumu. Sumu.
So I just have to stop for 1 second and say thank you so much, arigatou gozaimasu, to Corbin for $31, and thank you so much to Christopher for $10 on donations. So let me update my donation bar.
That is awesome.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, sorry. Please, did you?
Oh no, that's awesome. Also, I just wanted to read from Mim-san's chat because I thought it was very interesting.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
past, in Japan, small creatures were generally called insects, so the kanji for frogs contains the character of insects. Well, I didn't know that either, so that's awesome.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Well, that makes sense. So
It
yeah.
does.
Why
Totally does. Yep. Okay, so to live is sumu. We're going to be learning a little bit about where frogs generally live in later, which is the reason why this verb was there. Okay, I hope that a lot of people know this word because I love this word. It is a verb that means to eat. To eat is taberu.
Taberu.
Yes, taberu. Taberu means to eat. I like taberu. I like to eat.
Yeah, me too.
Yep, this is like the sole purpose of my existence. Very much.
We were talking about that last night too. Food
really?
brings people together. We all like food.
I mean,
Yeah.
we need it to survive, so totally makes sense. But...
Oh, we're getting a raid too. Navi raid. we'll let some of them join, and then we'll say hi. Welcome, readers. Thank you so
Welcome.
much.
I didn't know that people rated so much on YouTube too. That's awesome.
Yeah. It kind of, it's like hit or miss. It depends on the days and stuff. But yeah, welcome, readers. Thank you so much.
That's so awesome.
All right, let's do a really quick. Yeah, we'll do a quick intro. So, hello readers, welcome. I'm Mim, and I'm today in my frog form because we're doing a frog charity stream to save the frogs today and yesterday. And there's information pinned at the top of my chat as well as Mizuki's chat. We're collabing today with all the information for the Frog Day events and merch and donations. So if you want to donate, please check out the link. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome everyone. We're doing a Japanese lesson right now with my friend Meido Mizuki, and we're learning all about frogs in Japanese. So please get your pen and pencil and paper ready and take notes if you're interested, or just listen because it's really interesting and fun. So welcome to everyone, and I hope you had a wonderful stream, Navi. Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Just needed to put that in there.
I know, thank you.
Yes. Okay. Well, so currently we're learning a few words regarding frogs and words that surrounds frogs, I guess. We just learned a word to eat in Japanese, which is taberu. You don't have to be a frog necessarily to use this word, so make sure you memorize it. Memorize it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Memorize it.
Yes, so to eat was taberu. And then, my biggest enemy of all times, bugs, is mushi. Repeat after me, everybody. Mushi.
Mushi.
Yes, but I know that Mim-san likes mushi, so yep.
I do like mushies.
Mim-san's cooler than I. Yes. Okay, so bugs, mushi desu. Now we're going into a little bit more of a harder terminology, I guess. Waterside or surrounding waters. This is a term that means, surrounding the water, as in like water in nature in Japanese. A little bit different of a term than what it exists in English, I believe. In English, you can just simply say that, frogs lives in the waters, but in Japanese, we have to specify what kind of water they live in. In this case, they live at the side of the water, and so they live in mizube. So repeat after me. Mizube.
Mizube. Mizube. Mizube.
Awesome. So, mizu, I'm guessing you have heard of this term before. Mizu.
Water?
Yes, water, and also part of my name. Mizu?
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. So like riverside or lakeside, exactly. So this is like riverside, lakeside. It can be like, a bunk of a lake or a pond even. Anywhere that has to do with surrounding waters in nature. So the first kanji means water, and the second kanji means like around. So around the water, surrounding waters. Mizube desu. Mizube.
Okay, hold on. I'm still trying the kanji.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I tend to go by really fast, so let me know if I need to stop.
Mizube. Okay. That's cool. At first I thought it said water slide, and I was like, oh, fun, a water slide. And I was like, no, no letter, no L's in there. It's just water slide.
Yes, it is water slide. Yep,
water slide.
Mizube. Okay, moving on to the next. We're now moving on to colors, because colors are also important when describing frogs. I think the most common color, I feel like, in frogs are green, which is midori. Repeat after me. Midori.
Midori.
Perfect. Midori is green. So there's obviously many different
kinds
of greens, but...
Yeah, and that is true. We did a frog trivia yesterday, and green is the most common color for frogs.
It is.
So you're right.
Yeah. Can I
You're
guess
right.
the second most common color?
I don't know. Oh yeah, you can guess. I think I know
will
what
guess.
it is. Yeah, go for it. Okay.
I think the second most common color is this one, brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so,
you're right.
most likely. Brown in Japanese is chairo. Repeat after me. Chairo.
Chairo.
Perfect. Chairo, when you break down the kanji and the word, I think it's pretty interesting. Cha literally means tea. Ocha, tea. And then iro is a word for color. So the color of tea, which is brown in Japanese.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, chairo? Brown.
Chairo.
Chairo. And then, I don't know how common of a color this is, but I see a red frog right next to me, so I decided to throw it in there. Has to be kind of common, right?
There are red frogs. There are. We learned about a tomato frog, and we learned about but there's also like in the rainforest and stuff. There's all these poison dart frogs that are all different colors. So yeah, there are red frogs. Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah, but I can totally imagine how they can be poisonous. I mean, they must look poisonous. But,
yeah, the brighter the color, you probably don't want to touch it.
Yeah, like frogs,
Stay away.
mushrooms, anything brighter in color, it's like, dangerous.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so the next word we have is red, which is aka. Repeat after me. Aka.
Aka.
Aka. Aka is red. Aka. Okay, now we're going to learn a few words that has to do with, like, you know, this, there, that. Because we're going to be using this later on when we practice making sentences. So this is a little bit tricky, so I want you to be a little bit careful. We have this. The first this that we're learning today is kore. Repeat after me. Kore.
Kore.
Kore, but I wrote here that this is without the noun. I just want you to keep this in mind. We use kore when we don't specify the noun of the thing that we're talking about necessarily. You know, for example, if I wanted to say something like, oh, this is red, I would say kore. But if I wanted to say something like this frog is red, when I specify a noun or when I specify what we're talking about, I am not going to use kore because we need something else.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yep. And that something else is this one. Kono. Repeat after me. Kono.
Oh. Kono.
Yes. So this. So for this one, you actually can use it alongside when you want to specify something. You can't use this on its own. You can't say something like, you know, if you want to say something like this is a frog, you can't say kono wa kaeru desu. It doesn't work that way. You have to say kore wa kaeru desu. Because this, you need a noun in order for this word to stand inside a sentence.
Okay. And because the no is kind of like possession, right?
Yes.
So it's like, okay. Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Interesting.
Yep. Okay. Oh, okay. Can you repeat that?
On TV wants us to repeat. Yeah.
So probably a sentence. これはカエルです and okay, I'll go back to the previous slide too. So これ is the Japanese word for this when you don't have a noun specifically that you're using. You know, you can sometimes say something like this is chocolate. In those cases, you use これ because you're not using any nouns to describe that object so far, I guess, as a subject. これはチョコレートです。これ But then, if you want to say something like, this brown object is chocolate, you have to say, この茶色いものはチョコレートです。I know that was a kind of a long sentence, but この茶色いものはチョコレートです。You need a noun after この in order for this word to stand within a sentence. Yes, I hope that helps. Hi. Any other questions?
That's
Okay.
Well, I think once we like practice more, we might understand it better.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, Mim-san is doing so good. And so, we're gonna continue on. And we're gonna actually try to use the words that we went through to make sentences. But since we went through a lot, let's go ahead and let's try to practice really quick because that was a lot. So, repeat after me. I know that a lot of people are in front of their screens, and I hope that they're alone so that they can actually say these out loud. So we will start from the very beginning. Repeat after me. Frog. カエル. Perfect. Next. Toad. ヒキガエル.
Ikigaeru.
Yes, I'm making Mim-san work extra hard, I feel like. And then we have the hardest
It's good, I need
one.
it.
I know that you've been working so hard, but... Okay, we have the hardest one, in my opinion. Tadpoles. おたまじゃくし.
Otamajakushi.
That was so awesome. That was perfect. Did you hear that? That was like perfect pronunciation. Otamajakushi. Okay, now we have some few verbs. To live. Sumu.
Sumu.
So this live is to reside. Absent Quarterson has commented thank you previously, but this doesn't mean to like exist, live. This is like to reside in type of live. Yeah.
Okay.
Like your address is type of live.
Okay. Where you live.
Yes,
like where
exactly.
You live.
And then we have this one, to eat. Everybody's favorite. 食べる.
食べる.
食べる. And then my enemy bugs. 虫.
虫.
Yes. Well, I can tell that Mim-san got excited there. I used to be okay with mushi. I just don't know what happened. I think I got some PTSD because like starting around the age of like 7 or 8, I just like don't remember why, but I just stopped liking them and I started getting really scared of them.
Aw, do you like butterflies? Or like
yes,
bugs?
butterflies
Like some
I
of them
can.
are really sweet and cute. Okay.
Unless they're like
Not
the
all
huge
bugs.
ones. Like
Yeah.
I'm okay with
The ones that bite
moths
you.
too,
Not...
but
Yeah, moths are actually very pretty.
they are.
I think.
But there's this one time. Sorry, really like off topic, but there's this one time that I was in a desert area in the States, and I was visiting somebody, and there was this like ginormous like butterfly looking thingy on their door, and we knocked on like my friend and I, we were visiting another friend, we knocked on the door and that ginormous thing moved. It turns out that it was a huge moth, and since then I started getting really scared about moths too. It was so big. It was about the size of my like arm, like from the tip of my finger to like my elbow, kind of huge. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe like
that's a giant moth.
It was so big. I don't know. Maybe it ran away from somewhere, because I don't know. Do they exist? Well, I'm pretty sure they do exist in nature, but like, yeah. Anyways. Sorry, off topic. I just needed to explain that because it was like traumatizing. I genuinely thought it was a door decor because it was so pretty at first glance.
Oh wow.
Yep. Oh, Bunty-san saying, I love moths. Can I show you some Luna moths I raised? You can, but if you can promise me that it's small. Not big ones. Big ones. Sorry. Okay, well, moving on. Water side is Mizube.
Mizube.
Yes, Mizube. And then we have some colors. Green, Midori.
Midori.
And then brown, Chairo.
Chairo.
And then red, Aka.
Aka.
Yes. Mim-san is Aka. And then we have two different kinds of this. This one is the one that you don't want to put a noun afterwards. This one is kore.
Kore.
And then we have this that you need to put a noun on. This is kono.
Kono.
Perfect. Okay, so now that we have learned through them, we are going to go ahead and practice making some sentences. Let's make sentences. I thought I had something on this slide. I didn't.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say, yes, we're all learning together, darling. That's true. And Akagairu, yeah, that's me.
I actually think there is a frog named Akagairu.
Oh.
Yes, there is. Oh, ooh, sorry, that was a big picture that came up. I got scared for a second. They don't really necessarily look red. They're like reddish brown, but yeah. Yep. Okay, so there's this like interesting looking 3-letter word here. Does anybody know what this means? I know I keep on bringing this up on my streams. Oh, Shinano-san.
I haven't gotten to this in your lessons yet, so I don't know.
Perfect.
So somebody else who knows what this means.
We'll see. Shinano-san just commented, if frogs eat mosquitoes, they're heroes. If they eat butterflies, they're villains. Morality has beauty standard.
They do eat mosquitoes. Yay, we're heroes.
Well, I mean, they need to eat any type of bugs, right? So, yeah.
I don't know if they eat butterflies or not. I don't.
Maybe it's just like this idea that I have in my mind because of like games and stuff, but I thought they do. Oh no, I'm thinking of chameleons.
Oh yeah.
Maybe.
Oh, chameleons are very cool too.
Yeah, they are really cool. Chameleons I can do. A lot better than bugs. Again, anything that eats bugs, I guess, are my friends. But
yeah.
SOV, because we're gonna make sentences. This is an idea that is going to be very important for you to know. SOV stands, well, S stands for subject, O stands for object, and V stands for verbs. Japanese is an SOV, has an SOV sentence format. Oh, somebody knows. Absent Coder-san just commented. Subject, object, verb. The order of the words in Japanese sentence structure as opposed to English SVO. Perfect. Yes, that explains everything.
Nice.
So this is one of the biggest challenges that a lot of us face when we start learning Japanese, or in my case, when I started learning English. The sentence structure is different, which makes a huge difference when you try to think in that certain language. For example, I think this has to do a lot with the culture too, but yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to stop you for 1 second. I just got another donation from David. Thank you so much for the $25 donation.
That's a lot.
And just as a reminder, I have to get the calculator for this one. I don't want to do the wrong number. Just as a reminder, if you donate $25 or increments thereof, do make sure you fill out the form at least once so I know how to contact you for the art raffle if you win. Thank you so much!
Oh yeah, art raffles
are
so
cool.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Oh, we have so many good artists on here, so yeah.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
I checked too. It was so cool. I might try to join too. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So cool.
I know. Me too. I'm like, I want to join.
They're
They're so good.
You might want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so sorry to interrupt you.
Oh
Okay,
no,
thank you.
it was necessary. Okay, so going back again, subject, object, verb is the Japanese sentence structure, while the English language follows the subject, verb, object. So you know how English is a very straightforward language, while Japanese is very much not.
I don't know. I always thought English was not very straightforward.
Really? I think English is extremely straightforward. But maybe it's only because I am very reserved. I don't know. But I heard from a lot of people who, for example, moved to Japan or have have a relationship with a Japanese partner, that this is one of the hardest parts, like communication. I mean, obviously, there's a language barrier, but Japanese is known to be a very high context language, or in other words, we just don't really say things that we actually feel in words. We just don't say it, and yeah, we're like, read the room, come on. Kind of rude sometimes, but
yeah, I understand.
But in the opposite side, the English language is actually known to be a very low context language. Low context is good because you're very straightforward, and the things that you say comes across very straightforward. As in Japanese, you have to do a lot of guessing games around people. And I think that this actually shows in the sentence structure too. English, basically you say the topic and then the point comes off very fast. The verb, the action word, comes right after the subject. But in Japanese, the action word only comes at the very end. And sometimes you don't even say the action word too, which kind of doesn't help, nor the subject, which obviously doesn't help. But this is the Japanese sentence structure. You end with the verb, and when we say object, this is more of like a linguistical term for extra information. So it doesn't mean tangible objects, it's more of like the extra information. So yeah.
Like adjectives and stuff.
Yep. And then sometimes you don't necessarily need a verb to complete a sentence. And so this is one of the first sentence structures that we're gonna follow. Subject and object. So in Japanese, you always need this thing called a particle between words. Imagine that words are like toasts, and particles are like jam or peanut butter. If you don't have them, the toasts don't connect with each other. You always need those. If you want to make a really ginormous sandwich, you have to layer things like toast mayonnaise, toast, lettuce, toast, I don't know. But basically, the particles are like glues. And so in this case, wa or hiragana ha, which is read wa when it's used as a particle, is the glue word and also is called a subject marker. This shows what the subject is of the sentence or what the topic of the sentence is. So far, I know I went through a lot, but so far, any questions? Anybody? Mim-san?
Not yet. I'm sure I might have some later, but
Okay, sounds good.
Well, so far, so good.
Good. We will continue on subject wa object desu. So, we're gonna start trying to make sentences. This frog is green. We're gonna try to turn this into Japanese. This frog is green. Remember, subject wa, object desu. English follows kind of a similar, not really, sentence structure. Always remember that the very first thing on the sentence is the subject on the sentence. In this case,
So it's not necessarily like noun is the subject. Like it,
Yes.
So in this,
it doesn't have to be
Okay,
a noun. It
okay.
can be like a ginormous like group of words. It can, like, for example, if I wanted to say something like, oh, this huge orange chocolate, the huge orange chocolate becomes the subject of the sentence. The huge orange chocolate is so good. That's like 3 words.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So in this case, I'm just gonna give a helping hand and say is very close to wa, the Japanese particle wa. And so you just want to substitute subject with the first word or the first 2 words that you see. And then the object might be the color. So I'll give everybody a few seconds so that you can work on it on your own. And in the meantime, I'm gonna answer a question that came up on the chat if you don't mind. Thank you. Where would time be? Banti B-san asked, where would time be? Would it be subject or object or somewhere else? Because when I was learning ASL, time is always at 3 at the beginning. Oh, I see. It honestly depends. It honestly depends on what you're talking about. I would say most of the times, time does come at the beginning, but in Japanese, time is like pre-subject almost, or the subject. If I wanted to say something like, today I went to Tokyo, I would say, 今日は東京に行けました. 今日 being today. That does show time, and so in this case, 今日 is the subject. But I can also say something like, I'm going to Tokyo tomorrow, and that would be 東京に明日行けます. 私は東京に明日行けます. And in this case, the time is not necessarily in the beginning because our subject is Tokyo. Well, I mean, our subject is I, and our destination is Tokyo, but... And so I don't know if that answers your question, but it really depends on what you're trying to indicate. Hi.
It sort of follows. It kind of follows English.
It does.
Structure a little bit.
Yeah. It's just like the placement of the words that's going to be a little different. Yup. Okay, so this frog is green. Mim-san, would you mind me asking how you think you say this?
Okay, I think it is これは No, これカエルは緑.
You're so close. I would say you're 99% correct.
Okay. So close.
I know, it's so close because it was kind of like a trick question because this, remember there was 2 different kind of this, and in this case we have this frog. Oops, wait, I don't know what I just did. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so you actually want to use この instead of これ, but you did great. So repeat after me. このカエルは緑です.
Oh, and I forgot the des at the end too.
Oh, it's okay. This
Okay.
is kind of optional. It just makes it more polite.
Okay. このカエルは緑です.
Yes, you did awesome.
Okay.
Yep, このカエルは緑です. Yeah. Okay, let's just do a few more. Okay, how about this one? This frog is red. Whenever you're ready. This frog is red. I might be talking about Mim-san here.
Maybe. Sounds familiar.
Right?
Okay. このカエルは赤です.
完璧です. That was perfect. Yes.
Yay!
このカエルは
That one was a little easier.
Yeah, practice
We
makes
just had to
perfect.
change the color.
Yep. このカエルは赤です. このカエルは赤です. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Oops. Really quick. How do you think you would say this is a frog?
Okay. This is a frog. これはカエルです.
Perfect. Yes. これはカエルです. そうです. これはカエルです. Okay, we're gonna skip a few. And then we're gonna continue on to a little bit of a harder sentence structure. I mean, the sentence structure is the same. It's just that we have a little bit more extra stuff going on. When you want to use verb at the end, this is how you do it. You still continue on with the similar way, like subject, wa, object, plus particle that is necessary for that specific sentence, and then you put verb at the end, but you have to turn the verb into the must form. It's a little bit, but that's why I'm here. So we're gonna try to make this sentence together. Frogs live at water size, because I know at isn't necessarily the right word. But this is just to make it easier to translate into Japanese. But yeah, frogs lives at water sides. I'm just gonna give a helping hand and say that at here translates to the particle ni in Japanese. So let's start from the very beginning. What is the subject of this sentence, Mim-san, in Japanese?
The subject is カエル.
カエル、そうです. So we are gonna start off with カエルは and then we're gonna go to the very end. Why? Because verb is lives. And so the object or the middle part is going to be at water sides, or water slides at in this case. So how do you say water sides in Japanese?
Okay, water sides is 水辺.
そうです。水辺。
水辺. Okay.
So, sorry, really quick. There's a question on the chat. Does the this connect to the last word, or is it a separate word? That's a very good question. This is actually considered a separate word. But here's the thing. You can only use desu if you're not using a verb. If the sentence ends with words that are not a verb, but are nouns or adjectives, you can just add on desu at the end, and it will automatically make the word polite, which is cool.
Oh, so must then is for if it is a verb. Oh,
yes,
that's interesting.
Exactly. The only thing about masu though is that it's a little bit tricky because it's a verb conjugation. You literally have to change like the form of the verb, if you'd say, to make it into this form called the masu form. So, yeah, I like to say that it's closer to, sometimes when you change a verb in the English language into past tense, you literally have to change the form. Eat becomes ate, right? You can't tell that it's connected with each other if you didn't know the language. Kind of a thing. So the muscle form is kind of similar to that. Like you literally change the format of the verb, or some of the letters to make a verb into what we call the muscle form. It looks like you're gonna add a muscle at the end, but yeah, it's a bit hard. But either way, カエルは水辺に, and then the verb here is lives. Do you remember how to say live in Japanese, Mim-san?
住む。
住む、そうです。Just because this is a wordful, I'm just gonna give you the rest. But frogs lives at water size becomes カエルは水辺に住んでいます。
住んでいます。
Yes. This is a present tense, which is the reason why you're seeing でいます。But frogs, where do they live? Where do they exist? They live or they exist at water size. はい。カエルは水辺に住んでいます。
住んでます。
はい。
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that one right.
Yeah, no. It's pretty tricky, so yeah, I just wanted to throw it in there for the sake of it.
No, that's cool. That's good to know.
But yes, so Japanese has a lot of different verb conjugations. So you want to learn the verb and then you want to slowly add up the conjugations. Like there will be obviously past tense, there will be present tense, which in this case, this is the present tense in the Japanese language. 住んでいます. 住む turning into 住んでいます. That's the muscle form, present tense. There's the simple ing. There's past perfect. There's a lot of different kind of verb conjugations. So yeah, that's might be the hard part, but it's worth it because it makes the language a lot more interesting, I would say.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll just do one more of this before we wrap up.
Okay.
Hi. So frogs eat bugs.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Your favorite part.
Yeah, my favorite part, really. Yep. So, how do you think you start off the sentence, Mim-san?
Okay, so I think it starts with カエルは.
Perfect.
And then is it 虫に?
You're very close. This is where the particles do get a bit confusing. But ni was like a place, at. In this case, the particle you want to use is o. So desu. Oh.
Okay, so 虫を.
And then what's the verb that you think will be used here?
So 食べる.
Yes.
But how do we change it? How do we change it to must?
I know, the muscle form is a bit tricky. I will just tell you, because you basically said the whole sentence, right? It is 食べます. So, hi. 食
べます.
So yes, it's 食べます. Just know, muscle form is a bit tricky. Like, depending on the word, the way that you conjugate is different. But at least this one was a bit easier. It was a more simple one, but yes. So repeat after me. カエルは虫を食べます。
カエルは虫を食べます。
はい、カエルは虫を食べます。Thank you. ありがとうございます。
Arigato. Thank you for.
Thank you. Yes. So yeah, that was a little bit about making sentences regarding frogs. I know that was like really fast, but any questions so far?
No, not for me. Does anybody in chat have questions? I think this is super helpful though, like breaking it down like that and then explaining how the verbs change. That's really, it's really helpful to hear that and to learn that because yeah, that was good. Yeah, leaves more for me to think about, but very cool.
I know it's really hard to tackle the language if you don't know that these like weird stuff exist. But yeah, verb conjugations, all I can say is good luck, and all I can say is that I'm happy and glad that I'm a native speaker because I don't have to tackle it myself.
Yeah, well, you did. You had to learn it at one point.
I guess. I just don't remember it.
Yeah, it's with every language. I mean, English is complicated too, and we had to learn conjugation and all of that stuff, and
yeah.
So we'll get there.
We'll get there one day. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. No, but you explained it very well, so
thank you. I'm glad. Okay, well, we're gonna move on to the last part of the class, and we're gonna go through it a bit faster. But I just wanted to introduce something about the culture. So we're gonna learn again a really famous, extremely famous. You ask any Japanese person, and they will know kind of haiku. Right. So, Mim-san already explained and answered my question, what is haiku, in the beginning. But like Mim-san said, haiku is like a poem. But I recently learned that haiku is actually translated into English, and I think the way that people perceive it is a little bit different from what traditionally haiku is. So we're gonna learn that really quick. Hi.
Okay. We're gonna say bye to Fun TV. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you so much for being here. Hi. Okay, so haiku, as you said, as Mim-san said, are Japanese poems. One thing to keep in mind is that the original idea came from mainland China, or traditional Chinese, because the Chinese language there's so many different parts, the culture is so diverse. But the idea was brought into Japan forever ago, over 1,000 years ago, to Japan, and it has developed over the years. Okay, so that's haiku. Here's the thing. The biggest difference between the idea, I believe, of haiku known outside of Japan and inside Japan is the idea of rhythms. Japanese poems, or again traditionally Chinese poems, are known to have a very specific rhythm. Sorry, I'm gonna make this a bit smaller. Okay. So you probably know that haiku has 3 different parts. 575 is the golden number of the rules. Golden rule number? Golden number rule? But I think when people talk about haiku and try to make the poems in English, you generally use 5 words, 7 words, and then 5 words. But in Japanese...
Can I stop you for 1 second? Sorry. We've got another donation from Nicholas. Thank you, Nicholas, for $50. Thank you so much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Awesome. Well, you're gonna save a lot of frogs.
Yay! I know. Yay! I'm so happy.
And you're basically saving me because that means less mosquitoes around the area.
That's right. Exactly.
Yes. Thank you so much for the donation.
Okay, so I think you were talking about the rule. Did you start talking about rule number 2? Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, no worries. So in Japanese, the numbers are meant to be the number of letters, not words. And so there's a very consistent rhythm to it. Haikus are poems that are made by only 17 letters, not words, 17 letters. Sometimes there's exceptions, but the exceptions also has names for it. Not going into that today. It's not a Japanese culture class.
Yeah.
But yes. So if you try to do this in other languages, the rhythm part might not really work out well. And so yeah. I can't really think of any poem that can only have 5 letters in the English language. I can say something I don't know, apple, healthy, apple. That's kind of the idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be harder. It'd probably be harder in English to do it that. I guess that's why they do syllables or words.
So hard. But in Japanese, again, 5 letters, 7 letters, 5 letters. And this doesn't include kanji. It has to be specifically the number of sounds. So hiragana. Yeah. And then another rule is that you need a kigo. So, what the heck is kigo, right?
What is a kigo?
What is a kigo?
Yeah.
Kigos are seasonal languages. Words to describe a season. The first kanji means seasons, and the second kanji means languages or words in this case. So, for example, 4 seasons, right? What do you think sakura or cherry blossoms are a seasonal language for? Which season do you think it represents?
Spring!
Spring, exactly. And how about maybe sunflowers?
Oh, that one's summer.
It is summer. I know they don't necessarily only bloom in summer, but the idea of it.
Yeah, it kind of fades into fall. It's the late summer.
Yeah, late summer. You know what? I learned that from Stardew Valley because you can harvest sunflowers both summer and autumn.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in this case, it's actually summer. Yeah.
That's why I kind of hesitated because it kind of spans late summer, early autumn.
Right. But yeah, sunflowers are natsu, summer seasonal languages. And then last question, what about snow?
Winter.
Winter. Pretty simple, those things, isn't it? But guess what? Kairu is actually a kigo on its own.
Kairu?
Yeah, I know. Do you want to guess which season?
I would guess spring.
You are actually right. Kairu is actually a kigo, a seasonal word for spring, because they come out of what's the word when you sleep through winter?
Hibernation.
Yes, and then you come back in spring, so they hibernate. So Kairu is a kigo, seasonal language for spring. So again, we're gonna be learning a very, very, very famous word. I mean, famous haiku regarding Kairu before we go. So, one of the most famous haiku of all times was written by this poet called Matsuo Basho, and it was written in the year 1686. So, a long time ago-ish. pretty long.
Yeah, it's just a little while ago.
Yeah, just a little while.
That's a long time ago.
I know plenty of VTubers who existed already in the year 1686, so
Exactly.
It doesn't necessarily mean that it's old, but kind of old.
Yeah.
But I found this really interesting. Like I said, this poem that this haiku that I'm going to introduce is very well known in Japan. When people say haiku, this is probably one of the first haikus that come to our minds. If you went to Japanese elementary school, maybe. But apparently this was already known as a very classic haiku in the Edo period. So when samurais were a thing, they would think of this poem, this haiku, when they would think of the idea of haiku. So I don't know, I thought that was very interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah. So this is the haiku that we'll be talking about. Okay, Mim-san, I know that you have been working on hiragana. Do you want to give it a try?
Oh yeah, I know. I'm still shaky on my but let me try. Okay. Okay. Fureke? Is that close?
Yes, that is perfect.
Okay. Then kawazu no? What? I don't know. Is that
that
obey?
one is B. That is B.
B. Ko. Mu?
Mm-hmm.
Is that mu?
Yes,
Okay.
that is Mu.
Some of that. Okay.
I know it's the font, isn't it?
The font is a little fancy.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I like it, but it's hard for me
Yeah,
to
it's
make
a
sure
bit hard.
I'm right. Okay, and then Mizu no oto.
Yes, you did it perfectly. I'm so proud.
Oh, thank you.
Yes. Okay, so everybody repeat after me. Furuikeya.
Furuikeya.
Kawazu tobikomu.
Hold on, go back to the first one. There's a ya at the end.
Oh,
That's a
yeah,
ya. I
that-
see
this
it.
is a
Oh,
ya,
it's in
sorry.
the fancy.
I know. It's a bit too fancy.
I didn't
It kinda
notice
looks
that
like a kanji,
before.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it does look. Yeah, I thought it was part of the kanji.
Sorry. Yeah, it's actually yeah. Mhm. So
it's furuikeya.
furuikeya, and then it's kawazu tobikomu.
Okay, kawazu. Tobi. Wait, no, hold on.
It's okay.
Okay, kawazu to bikomu.
Yes, and then the last part is
Is that right?
yeah, you did it perfectly. Nothing for me to change.
Okay.
And then the last part is mizu no oto.
Mizu no oto.
Yes. Okay. So, I'm gonna read it really quick. It goes
Yeah.
furuikeya
Yeah.
kawazu tobikomu mizu no oto. So again, the rhythm is very consistent. It goes ta 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 tang, ta 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 ta, ta 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 ta. That is basically the rhythm for all the haiku that exists. Yes. So we're gonna learn really quick what it means. Okay. So furuike, the first kanji for furuike means old, and the second kanji means pond. So this means old pond, but it's not a man-made pond. Most likely, it's a natural pond, like made by nature. And then kawazu is another reading for kaeru. Nobody reads it as kawazu anymore, really, but it was an older terminology for kaeru, kawazu. And then tobikomu means to jump in.
Nice.
Yeah, so tobu means to fly and komu means inside. So you fly inside or you jump inside. And
I like that. Fly inside.
kind of cute, isn't it? And then the last word or the
Yeah.
last part was mizu no oto, which means it's the sound of water. Mizu, as you know, water, and oto means sound. So sound of water. Hi. So,
nice.
going back, furuike ya kawazu tobikomu.
So translated, it's basically the frog jumps in Well, what the sound of water? Like, so it's like the frog's making a splash in the pond.
Yes, basically that is it. Pretty simple of a poem,
that's so
isn't
cute.
it?
That's so cute. Kawaii.
It's really
So
well
cute.
known, but I don't think it's an overrated poem. I think it's really pretty. So the thing about haiku, because as we went through, it focuses on seasons. A lot of the purposes for Japanese poems are to try to convey the scenery to the readers, if that makes sense. It's not necessarily messages that you want to tell the other person, but it's more of like a scenery that you want to tell the other person. So history-wise, songs were, well, we also call these poems songs. These songs were often used as love letters too. And so people, that was like the green flag of the olden ages. Like if the person was able to write really pretty poems, that was a green flag. Like that person was like, you know, a jock. Or like a school
like
idol.
a good mate.
Yes. That was the criteria. And so like people really wanted to work on their like writing skills. And so a lot of times people would send these like, you know, songs or poems to each other saying like, you know, I saw this scenery and it made me think of you. Or they would write a poem or a song and be like, you know, I would love to see something like this with you. Or they would actually write poems of the scenery, looking at their significant other or crush and be like, you know, this is the beautiful scenery that is like embedded in my mind. And so those haikus, most of the cases do convey emotions or the atmosphere of the scenery that they're trying to, you know, like write. And so, you know, I don't think there's like a single interpretation for such a simple idea of a poem. But I think one thing I can say is that like it's pretty easy to imagine the beautiful scenery, and it's pretty obvious that it's a quiet, like, you know, scenery, right? You're standing next to a very old pond or a lake, and you can hear the splash of the water made by a little frog that has jumped in the water. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely paints the picture.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
So I think it's a beautifully written poem, especially coming from the fact that there's only 17 letters in it. But yeah, so that's like the message that I have. It's this Matsuo Basho guy who existed like over 300 years ago wanted to tell the story or the scenery to the people of the future, or maybe he didn't even think that people of the future would know his songs. But frogs, they need to live in solitude. We need to be able to protect them so that they can be at peace. And so let us protect the frogs and allow the sceneries like this that have existed in the olden ages to be seen also by people in the future as well, not just us. Hi.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Oh, that's perfect. It is, and it's like so perfect for Save the Frog Day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope it wasn't like too, I don't know, much of a ending, but that concludes my lesson on the Japanese class of the day.
Yay! Thank you so much. Arigatou
Otsukaresama
gozaimasu.
deshita. Thank you. And I know we went over time, and I know that we were late because of me, but again, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I do want to just, if anybody has any questions for me, Mizuki, before she goes, and we'll give you guys another second. And do check out her channel, please. Hold on, I gotta do a shout out.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, to your channel as well. So please do check out her channel and her lessons. She's fantastic, as you can see. I really love your lessons. You break it down so well and make it understandable. So
thank you.
for those of us trying to learn the language, it's very helpful. Thank you so much. Yeah, and if anybody wants to stay around, we're gonna we'll play maybe like a round of Mario Kart maybe would be the easiest thing to jump into if anybody wants to play with me. And then we'll move over to another to continue on our schedule for the day.
Yes.
Don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. And those of you who are on my stream, again, thank you so much for being here. And I think I may have succeeded on like rating Mim-san's stream afterwards, but you know me and technology, so I'm just gonna like post a link to her stream to be a lot more.
Oh, thank you.
You know, like this is for sure like the actual link. I know it. And so make sure that, especially when you are, you know, still going around the day, make sure you jump on her stream so that I can play Mario Kart with Mim-san. And I know that there's so many other cool collabs that she has afterwards. And obviously, merch. Check out the merch.
Yeah.
And donations. So yeah, I hope that will for sure like bring people to your channel instead of like the rage not working.
Oh, thank you. Yes, you're all welcome. I know it's very late there in Japan, so if you're in Japan and you need to go to sleep, I understand. Go to sleep. But if you're not in Japan and you still have time, you want to join, please join. Yeah, and thank you for agreeing to come on at that time too. I know it's very late for you, but I appreciate you staying up late.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh,
I'm a night person. I'm a dog, so it's perfect.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. Yeah, ありがとうございました。
Thank you so much. It was very good. We learned a lot today. I appreciate it.
Well, I'm glad that I was able to come. Okay, so I guess that will be it for me. And I shall say bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thank you. Aww.